Happy Monday, my friends. This is Carrie at HolisticPsychic.com bringing you another episode of Tarot for the Soul, evolutionary insights to support our collective journeys in spiritual awakening, healing, and empowerment. And today I'm going to be working with the Osho Zen Tarot, and I have an extra special treat for everyone. I just got these in. This is an out-of-print vintage deck of Egyptian tarot cards. I got it from Cairo, Egypt. Some of you know that I have a boutique in Sedona that specializes in importing things from Egypt, and I do have a few of these available at my store. I'll give the details at the end of the video. So before we get into today's reading, I want to share just a little bit about what's going on in the cosmic weather this week. So the sun just moved into Virgo yesterday. When the sun is in Virgo, we all feel compelled and inspired to dig into the details of our life. We may feel compelled to do what we can do to restore or revitalize a renewed sense of order, cohesion, organization to our life. I know yesterday I spent the whole day doing some ceremonial deep cleaning in preparation for the fall season, which is just a month away now. So we're in the last month of summer, transitioning into fall. We're in the halfway between summer and fall right now, which is a really empowering time to set the space to receive the return of whatever efforts you've been setting in motion this year. I also want to mention a few things about the moon transits. So we're starting off with the moon in Scorpio today. We might feel a little bit more emotional, a little bit more moody. We could also feel more in touch with our empathic abilities, our intuition, especially intuition that's connected to sensing and feeling. And then as we're moving throughout the week, tomorrow, which is Tuesday, the moon goes into Sag, which is an expansive, inspiring energies. This might be a time where you're feeling like you're gaining insights, awarenesses, inspirations in regard to whatever your endeavors are in your life right now, and like renewed enthusiasm around those things. On Thursday, the moon goes into Capricorn, which grounds us down into the practical everyday reality. So I would expect that whatever inspirations happen earlier this week, you're going to feel guided. We're all going to feel guided to really implement those things in the physical 3D world of form later this week. And then finally on Saturday, the moon goes into Aquarius, which is uplifting, communicative, social energies. So as we're looking at the week as a whole, overall, this really is a great week to do some ceremonial clearing, cleaning, organization in your life, in your home, as I said, in preparation for the fall energies that are going to begin coming in. Let's go ahead and get into this week's Tarot for the Soul reading. I'm going to do a 5-card spread today, and I'm going to begin by shuffling my cards here and just taking a moment to tune in. So we're beginning with the Osho Zen Tarot. And I'm just taking some time to tune in here as I'm shuffling. And our intention, as always, is to gain evolutionary insights that support our collective journeys in spiritual awakening, healing, and empowerment. Okay, one more shuffle, and here we go. So I'm going to begin by choosing five cards. See what wants to come through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me set these to the side here. Position number 1 is representing where we are now in our spiritual cycle of evolution. Position number 2 represents the central soul growth opportunity collectively for all of us. Position number 3 represents the challenge energy. Position number 4 is the power, empowerment energy. And position number 5 is the path of embodiment and action. So let's get into position number 1 here. Where are we this week and in our soul growth cycles collectively? Ooh, consciousness. So this week we're being inspired to maybe practice mindfulness a little bit more, becoming aware of what's going on within you mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, observing your processes internally, maybe having self-inquiry around whatever it is that you're observing within yourself as a means of expanding awareness. So as this relates to where we're at in our spiritual cycles of evolution collectively, to me, when I'm tapping into it, it really does feel like more and more of us are getting on board with just coming into expanded consciousness and awareness. I've talked about this before in previous videos where, you know, there really is this awakening that's happening now, and to me it feels that on the collective level we're gaining momentum. We are in a journey now of tipping the scales of critical mass, which will bring in a new era of expanded awareness that we all can benefit from. I feel like this is a continuation of something that came up in last week's reading around this new Renaissance energy that's happening. And to me, this feels like a confirmation that, yeah, we are on a continued journey collectively of expanded awareness. Okay, the collective soul growth opportunity. The courage card, it's showing up reversed, which I'll talk about, but this is what the card looks like, right side up. So reversed, to me, the courage card reversed is about not holding back. It's about being fully who we are. On the collective, we all have our own individual way this is showing up for us in our lives. So this is encouraging us individually to notice, maybe using the mindfulness practices that we're being guided to do through this consciousness card, and asking yourself, are there areas in my life where I've been holding back, where I've been resisting, where I've been maybe been reluctant or fearful of completely exuberantly being who I am? And moving beyond those fears and allowing yourself to have the strength and the courage to completely bloom and blossom in regard to your true soul essence, your authentic nature, and letting that be the point in which you engage and express in the world. Okay, next card. This is our challenge card. Maturity. This is what the card looks like. Maturity. So why would this be coming up in the challenges as it relates to the collective? It may be in finding our way through and forward into our own individual soulful spiritual maturity. Collectively, this is all a part of this expanded awareness and great awakening that's happening. Some of us might not feel like we have the support or guidance that we need to come into that maturity, that spiritual maturity that we are seeking. And so as it relates to our challenges, this would be a really good time to find ways to cultivate positive, supportive community of people that are like-minded, that you can have open discussions around in regard to things having to do with personal growth, spiritual awakening. Now, of course, things having to do with connecting with community on one level are a little bit challenged right now because of everything that's happening in the world with COVID and all of that, but we can still find ways to cultivate positive, supportive community, even with the restrictions in place that are hindering social interaction. There's social media and other resources as well. As it relates to Evolutionary Tarot, the advice based on this card would be to be on a path of exploring and discovering ways that you can maybe create positive, supportive community for yourself that supports our individual and our collective spiritual maturing. The Power card. Postponement reversed. So this is what the card looks like, and it's showing up reversed in the reading. And so as this relates to the power energy or the empowerment, this is a lot about trusting your own intuition around alignment and timing. Sometimes we want to like rush to the finish line. We want to get on with life. Certainly with everything that's been going on in the world, there is a collective sense on the lower octave of everyone just being over it. I want to get on with life. Obviously, that's super understandable. There's a part of me that feels that too. But we have to keep divine alignment and divine orchestration in mind. Typically, when there are delays in moving forward in life in any capacity, there's a spiritual reason for it. And so on one level, this postponement energy showing up in the position that indicates our power is, it's almost like a forced, okay, while there's restriction happening externally in the world of form, what would be the best utilization of this time for myself? It might be doing some inner personal growth work. It might be utilizing mindfulness practices to gain clarity, insight, awarenesses, inspirations, creative insights. So this is a time of like, ask yourself, what would be the best way for me to harness whatever might feel like postponement or restriction in my life? How can I harness this energy actually as a catalyst for my personal growth, expansion, and empowerment? We're each going to have our own individual ways in which this is showing up for us in our lives, but collectively the message is that. Ask yourself, how can I best utilize this energy to catapult myself forward in regard to my own personal soul's journey and evolution? And then the last card, which is the path of embodiment, the path of action. This is awesome. It's the Fool card. And the Fool card is very much connected to a sense of wholeness spiritually. It speaks of the type of innocence that comes with complete enlightened awareness around trusting the universe has your back, trusting your connection with the universe, trusting divine orchestration, trusting that everything is as it should be, trusting that all is well. And so when this card comes up as the embodiment energy and the action energy, the best things that we can do to support our collective journeys in spiritual evolution this week is to be in the energy of faith and trust. Move forward in your lives in the ways that you can that are aligned with whatever your personal goals and dreams are, trusting that everything is as it should be. You are being divinely guided, supported, protected, and blessed. Really embody this week, make it your mindfulness practice to embody the energy of trust and faith and internal harmony, and see for yourself what the results are, and let me know in the comments how that goes. Last card is a bonus card, and I'm selecting it from this vintage tarot deck that I just got. And so let's see here. The thing I love about this deck, I just got it a week ago. I have 4 of them available in my store. If you are interested in it. I can give you more information around it. I'll actually do a review on this deck, like an unboxing, sometime in the next week or so. It is a collector's item. It's from Cairo, Egypt. They're made in Spain. But anyway, the thing I love about this deck is it is all about different archetypal energies that we can embody to support our journeys forward in spiritual awakening. So I'm going to choose one card as like the archetypal theme that's happening for us collectively this week. Okay, and so let me just set these aside over here. And let's see what wants to come out. Which one? Okay. The foresight. It's called the foresight. The archetype of foresight. This reminds me of a spiritual teaching that I learned from one of my shamanic teachers that says shamans typically engage in life in ways that will support their desired results. And so when I'm looking at this foresight message, it feels like it's a lot about having a clear vision for yourself around whatever your goals, dreams, ambitions are, whether they're external things that you're wanting to manifest or internal matters having to do with personal growth. Have the foresight to know the direction that you're going. Have the foresight to be clear on what your intentions are so that you can leverage that intention with where and align that intention with where you are in the here and now in ways where you can take action that puts you in alignment with the trajectory of your desired outcomes. And so collectively, the foresight, it's a lot about wisdom. It's being aware of how our collective mentality, our actions are influencing the spheres of influence that we have in our lives. Have the foresight of awareness to act, to discern and act in ways that are in alignment with your highest and best reality. And then, of course, we're all doing that collectively. As we are all doing that for our own individual selves, it's supporting the collective awakening of the archetype of foresight. So we're all supporting each other through our own independent actions in being a little bit more anchored in the energy of foresight around how our individual actions are affecting the whole. All right, guys, let me know in the comments how this is showing up for you specifically this week. And I am going to see you in a few more days with some more sacred wisdom teachings. Blessings and namaste.